Hello, everyone. Oh my, every time, every time. Okay, welcome to live prayer. Live prayer returns. Live prayer has returned. I'm trying to do this so that the light is not shining through my glasses. Welcome, everyone. I was just spending all this time trying to go live on Facebook and it won't let me. So, I'm just on YouTube tonight. So hopefully whoever's watching will watch on YouTube. And I will, of course, share. Hey, Franny! Oh, love. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. Yes. Okay. So I couldn't get on Facebook tonight. Who knows why? Who knows why? Good. I'm so glad you're why. Who knows why? Good. I'm so glad you're doing good, Franny. I think about you all the time. I'm so glad you're here. And I still have my squeaky chair. This is life, right? Life in the whatever. Okay, so welcome to live prayer. I'm just going to hop right in because it took me like 6 minutes to try and figure out the technology. As you all remember, those of you who are familiar with all of this, that I am not tech savvy. And so I think that I could wait until the last minute and then all of a sudden I can't because there was some weird tech thing. So no Facebook tonight. I will figure that out and we will get back. We'll get back on Facebook. But for tonight, we'll be here on YouTube. And I see some folks are joining. I'm getting messages that people can't find me. So that's okay. They'll find me eventually. So happy January. We are in this beautiful vibrational shift. We are in, oh, there's so much going on. We are in this beautiful ripple effect of the Cancer full moon that was Friday. Today is Sunday. And we're feeling, most of us are feeling deep emotions. It's also Mercury is retrograde. So we have some sort of push and pull. And my suggestion would be for everyone to, oh, I thought something just happened. My phone is up here. That's why I keep looking up. So my suggestion would be for everyone to feel what you need to feel. And that includes joy. See, a lot of times when we say feelings, people think of sort of a burden, a heaviness, a density. And so, but I would say if you're feeling joy, if you're feeling light, if you're feeling, sort of like the weight of the world can just fall off my shoulders, step into that and feel that. Just switching a couple things here on my computer. Of course, you're going to have to bear with me. It's always like this. Oh, okay. So there's a couple of things that I want to talk about. One is, where have I been? Okay, so I have been very busy. Over a year ago, my dad became very sick, and he hadn't been in our lives, so I wasn't really having a relationship with him. He had moved away, and that's a whole deep story, just about shifts and how people need those breaks from their lives. Sometimes we go a huge portion of our life, we live out, and then we realize that something is not right in our soul. And so we shift, and sometimes we shift to that which is more of a repetitive behavior, and sometimes we shift and start following our soul. So my dad, I didn't really have much of a relationship with him for the last couple of decades. And so, but he was back in my life, and I became his caregiver. He has dementia. You wouldn't know it if you were talking to him. He's jovial and funny, and he's loving, and he's a singer and a yodeler. And those of you who follow me on Facebook, um, you will have seen some of the videos that I've posted when we go and visit him. He's living in a home right now, the VA home. So that sort of like fell into my life, and we were getting ready as a family to make a big, huge shift. And so that was put on hold. And then right on the heels of that came, for those of you just jumping on, sort of explaining where I've been for the last, I don't know, I think it's been like maybe a year, maybe less, where I was doing live prayers for a while and had to shift. So my dad is at the VA, living at the VA. He has dementia. I'm his caregiver. And those of you who care for your aging parents, I have great compassion and a kinship with you. That is no easy task, not at all. And he was living with us for a while until we got him situated, and that was really beautiful. We had some wonderful times with him. So we have some memories built, and this is what I would like to say too. Um, there's If you're a client of mine, you know that there's two words that I just want to banish from our language, from our minds. One is judgment, and the other is perfection, in our 3D world. So in our humanity, perfection in that. So there is no perfect life, right? There is the life that we make, that we choose to step into, to embrace, with all of its challenges. And within that life, there is beauty, and of course, there's pain. Of course, there's trials. Of course, there's lessons, but there's also this beauty. And so we got to build some memories for the time that my dad was living here. And that was very important for us, as a family. My boys didn't really know him. They got to know him a little bit. He and my husband bonded. And when we go and visit him, it's really interesting. He knows who I am because he knows my energy. We were very close when I was growing up. Um, and he knows my energy, and he knows my vibration. He understands that, but he can't remember my name until I tell him my name, and then he remembers. But he always remembers my husband. So I think that's really an interesting thing. And I love it. I love that he remembers my husband every time, every time. And when I call him on the phone, he's always asking about him. So it's probably the music connection. They're very jovial and fun loving with one another. So that's a beautiful energy connection that they have. All right. So we have the full moon energy that we're dealing with, which is emotion. It's in Cancer. Cancer is deep emotion. Things will be coming up and out. Allow them, release them. It's okay. It's okay to release your emotion. It's okay to feel. You are not going to crumble if you feel. Nothing is going to happen to you in the negative, because that is a release. And the full moon energy is a time to release. It's a time to let go. It's a time to shed. It's a time to forgive. So lots of letting go during this time. I've been talking a lot today. Oh, and speaking of that, so I have another. I'll tell you the whole thing, but I'll tell you this right now. So after my dad, we got the call that he was ill, and then we found out he had dementia. Then I joined this wonderful group. Literally 3 months later, I joined this wonderful group of practitioners, And then we expanded out of that place and we moved into another place with another group of practitioners. These are people who are aligned with the truth. They're aligned with understanding the parallel universes and how we are now making this not only a vibrational shift, but a literal shift and split of the old is falling away and the new earth is coming to fruition. And so those of us who are here, we are privileged to be here during this time to help build this. And I have so many wonderful things going on. So we are here, and I'm with this wonderful group of practitioners. We're in a different location now, and beautiful vibration, beautiful building, and to work with women who are all healers, all energy and light workers in their own specific area, is something that I I literally never dreamed could be possible. It was too big of a dream. I'm a big dreamer. I have a wild imagination. I'm a fire sign. I'm a Sagittarian. I'm expansive. I'm all of those things. And dare I dream this amazing, expansive dream? Probably about 35 years ago, I had a thought of something like this. And then, it didn't fit. It was like square peg trying to go into a round hole of my life. It didn't. How could that even happen? But I want to just let you know that what you desire, um, it matters. What your soul needs, it matters. What you are attracted to, what you gravitate towards, is deeply spiritual. um, my one of my friends' sons is an electrician, and we were talking about what he does. I mean, yes, you could say it's a 9 to 5 job and it's all these things, but he is actually bringing light and energy to every space that he is in, every building that he works in. And so when we have these beautiful, and he's also a musician, so he gets to express himself that way. He gets to express his soul that way. And so pay attention to those things that have that deep meaning for you. Pay attention. They mean something. And even if it was 35 years ago, um, it, here it is. You keep following the truth. It is only the truth that allows us to get to those places. There is no other way. And so you follow the truth. You follow the truth of who you are. You follow the truth um, in your soul. You follow the truth in the way you speak. You follow the truth in the way you live. You keep pressing forward in that which is the light, so that it can illuminate your path, and so that you can then see what is right in front of you, the next step you need to take. And trust your soul's vibration, trust your intuition, trust the inner voice. Believe that we are so much more than just this physical being who is living in a house and has shelter and has food, and family and friends. We have a function, and I am privileged to be with these women in this group, to meet the clients that come through the space. It's an amazing ride. So that shift just happened in October. The first shift happened in April, and then by October I was in another place. And I have a feeling, girls and boys, that I'm going to be in another place soon too. So, there's just shifts going on. I mean, I'll probably sit here for a little while, but we're already expanding in this new space and getting ready to bust at the seams. So you've heard the phrase, the healers arise. You're laughing, Fran. I know. So the healers arise. And so if you feel that you are a healer, if you feel that you are here for this work, step into it. Figure out a way to get deeply in touch with your spirituality, your connection to source, your connection to God. And how you do that is your private, beautiful sanctuary. It is your inner sanctuary. And don't let anyone ever interfere with that sanctuary. I'm a holistic spiritual counselor, so of course I'm going to be an advocate for your spirit, but your soul, and how you express that, and where you pray, and how you meditate, and what you read, and how you speak about it. And it is sacred. It is sacred, and it is living water. It is life. Okay, and so I'm just here to remind you all of that tonight. So, speaking of talking and my voice, and I need to drink some tea. My throat gets scratchy. I've been talking a lot today because, oh my God. Okay, so I am with my colleague, Gina Petropoli, who's a Reiki master, and she's got a whole list of things that she does. She's an amazing woman, an amazing light worker, an amazing energy healer, and a beautiful friend. We just on the fly, because this is the way, when the buds start popping, right, on the branches. I mean, not just one bud comes up, right? They all start popping, So we were having a pop thing together, and we are starting a podcast. And that will be announced very soon. We've been recording episodes, and it's all about woo-woo. So that's all I'm going to say. But I will let everybody know when that goes live. And, oh, Darcy, I know. You know what? I couldn't get on Facebook because something was wrong. It just wouldn't let me go on. So I couldn't there was no live button on my page. And that's happened before. And maybe it's because, I don't know, the settings or something, but I couldn't get on. Yeah, Franny's here. And I see some other folks have come on. So welcome, everybody. So I'm just giving everybody the lowdown of where I've been for a while and what's been going on. And Darcy, I don't know if you heard, but I'm starting a podcast with my colleague. So I will be making an announcement about that. My throat is scratchy today, so we've been recording. Okay. Deep breath, Colleen. Okay. So here we are, live prayer. All right. So, those of you who are new, welcome. My name is Colleen Carlson, and I am a holistic spiritual counselor. And I have resumed live prayer because there has been now an opening, a space for me to do that. I was busy doing some other things for the last, I think almost about a year, and or maybe it's been more, I don't even know. But I did take all my live videos down and all my videos off of YouTube so that I could start fresh. So I know some people were having trouble finding me earlier, and I hope that you're here. I hope that you were able to find. So the other thing, besides the full moon energy that we're working with, which is about release, it's about emotion, lots of emotion coming up. And I encourage everyone to feel what you're feeling. Joy, anger, sorrow, feeling ecstatic about something, looking forward to something. Really, really sit with those feelings. It's a Cancerian full moon, and we're still in that full moon vibe. It just started on Friday. So it lasts for usually about 4 days before and after. And full moon is a time to release. So let it out. Let it out, whatever it is that you need to let out. And because we're in this amazing, since December 22nd, 23rd, we entered into a new cycle. It's a 12-year cycle of Jupiter. And Jupiter is the planet of expansion. It is the planet of good luck and fortune and high vibes. It's my ruling planet as a Sagittarian. It's in everyone's chart. So you have Jupiter in your chart somewhere. I still got the squeaky chair in prayer. So it we have this in our planetary cycle functioning for 12 years. And so this is a very exciting shift because that means that, and it's a little bit involved, but just relish in the fact that things are going to be expanding for you, that there's going to be good luck and fortune. And it happens specifically right now we're in Aries and with it. And Aries is the first sign, the first astrological sign. And so we're beginning, and then that lasts until mid-May, and then we go into Taurus and so forth. And depending on where your house is, where you are in that area, it's a little bit involved, but you can actually look it up. Look up the Jupiter 12-year cycle and see what it says for your particular signs. And then you can even get specific because you can work for chunks of time in a particular house. Okay, so like right now, Aries for me is in, I forgot the number of the house, but it's the house of creativity and family and home life and finances and things like that. So you can work with that energy depending on what house it's in for you and get very specific. But if you don't want to do that, you can just relish in the time that we have 12 years of this expansive time, which just reconfirms over and over the new Earth expansion, and that the old Earth is falling away, and we're watching it fall away, and it's uncomfortable to watch that, but know that the new Earth is simultaneously being built, and we're here to do it in whatever capacity. Not everybody's going to be a holistic spiritual counselor, but whatever your capacity is, however you're connecting to spirit during this time. So I do have some prayer requests, and I was going to try and change it up, and I started teaching myself a different song, and my son got me a conga drum, but I haven't learned how to play it yet, and I don't really want to kill you guys with it. So I thought that I would just do what I had been doing because it felt right. I pulled out all my notes, and it's sacred. So I just want to read what I have read before, just to get us into this beautiful space. And I'm so happy you're here. And those of you who'll be watching later, I'm so happy that you're here. I'm so glad that we have a place to connect live. And even if it's not live, your energy is here. And I also want to say, too, that I am continuing my healing circles here locally, first Sunday of the month, out in Macedon at Books, Etc., 4 to 6, first Sunday in the month. And then Spirit told me to start a young adult spiritual group, which I'm starting on the 15th, next Sunday. And that's 4 to 6. And that's at the Healing House, which is where I have my practice. And actually it's almost full. We have limited parking there. So I have to keep it sort of like around 12 people, which is really a good size group. And that's for ages around 18 to like around 30-ish. You know, I'm not going to like cut anybody off or whatever, but I do have someone younger than 18 coming and some people older than 30. So it's really people who sort of that generation of people who have been feeling isolated and have not found their community for whatever reason. Spirit told me that this was a need, and so I just put that out there on social media, and I've gotten so many messages from people asking me about it, and then others who want to join us. I'm going to be facilitating that group along with my friend Melissa, um, who is um, who is studying right now to be an art therapist. She's a very gifted and talented woman, and I'm happy to have her along with me doing that together. All right, so we're going to get right into it now. Finally, I just like, okay. The true spirit, the great spirit of God, the spirit of light says this: I love you. You are loved. Whatever trauma you've been through, whatever someone has taken from you, whatever you have suffered, whatever you have seen and cannot remove from your mind's eye or heart, whatever pains you have been caused, and whatever pains you have done to another, you are still in this moment and time. You are still loved. This is what heals us and moves us forward. Move this away from me. Hey, hey, Great Spirit of God, we come to you with an open heart and a willingness to receive understanding. With each breath, we inhale your love, kindness, and healing, and exhale that back to you and to those who cross our paths. Please help us with your gentleness to get to our heart space where love keeps us alive and well and safe. Where there is darkness, shine the light. Where there is emptiness, fill us with your love. Where there are needs, show us the way toward healing and help. Where there is a disconnect, place a gentle thread for us to rejoin that which is light. We take this moment in time to acknowledge with gratitude all provisions, peace, and wisdom on our journeys. Now we pray for peace within, knowing that it is your great spirit that abides in us. We pray for our personal healing. We pray for the healing of those who are hurting right now, individually and as a nation and as a world. We ask for assistance from your angels during those times when we cannot find your spirit, that they would help us to feel and sense you. Where there are those who are harming your beautiful people, we pray their hands and tongues be tied, and your army of spiritual warriors stand in the way of their evil tactics. And if any of those people have your spirit within them, we pray they turn toward the light. We believe in your power within us to assist in all these matters. Let's agree that our highest good will be expressed in all these prayers for ourselves and our friends and family. Now let's breathe and get into our heart space where love and balance and true healing resides. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So I have some prayer requests. Some people have asked to be anonymous, so I always want to honor that. There are some mothers that are struggling right now, and I would like to just encapsulate them with the comfort of our higher wisdom, the comfort of angels, the comfort of God, to sort of just help them with all that they are struggling, help them to meet needs that need to be met for themselves and for their children. We have mothers who are going through physical, emotional, and spiritual trials right now. We have mothers who are sending their children off as empty nesters. We have mothers who are struggling in the day to day with their young children. God, that you just give your wisdom, pour your wisdom, your care down on them. All of us who are here tonight who are mothers, we have that heart. We can pray this prayer from a deep, deep place of love and understanding. There are several families, they've asked to be anonymous, so I want to honor that, who have lost loved ones, some unexpectedly, some through ailments and different things in their body, and some through tragic means. I just want to encapsulate them in a white protective light, a healing light, the source be available to them to help them through this process of grieving in all of its stages, and that there is a constant reminder, either in the physical plane, in the spiritual plane, in the dream state, that they are not alone and that they are comforted by this beautiful energy, by the beautiful Spirit of God. I would like to pray for Allie right now for her peace and her release. I love you, dear heart. You've got this. You are an amazing warrior. I know that you are in the fire right now, and I'm with you. I'm standing there with my hand reaching out on the other side for you. And I just want you to know that I am here and that God knows what is happening for you. Tap into that truth. While you are on the linear plane, just tap into it until you get through this, and that God, that you keep your protection on her, keep your wisdom on her, keep her balanced. Those who are taking care of aging parents, myself included here, just want to pray for you. My sister is also, she's been taking care of my mom, and there are many others that God, that you just show us how to do this. This is a new territory that we are navigating as adults, caring for our aging parents, and that you give us the wisdom that we need, and the calm that we need, and the love that we need, really, to carry out this task for them for the end of their life, and the duration of that care, and that we are given what we need to help them through this transition. I also have some other prayer requests to pray for Sue, that you help her in the situation that she's in. I believe it's a healing that she needs. Also, that God, that you protect her and give her healing and wisdom. Always wisdom in the body, wisdom in the spirit, wisdom in the mind. Also for Kathy, the same. We pray for that. We pray for that wisdom, for that touch, that special touch that gives them peace in their situations, in their trials, to move through them, to move forward, keep them protected. Praying for Katie and Joe, who I happen to know personally as well, for that protection, for that care, for the wisdom that they need, God, and that they seek spirit, that they go inward. They go inward for wisdom. That is where our wisdom is. Now, does the wisdom play out in the physical universe? Absolutely. Absolutely it does. And it might come through words or people or special items that we might see or notice that remind us of a person, maybe an energy, a feeling. And yes, it does. And that you give that to Katie and Joe. Give them that wisdom that they need. Show them. Also, our beautiful sister who is here tonight, Darcy, has asked for prayer as well. She's having a procedure tomorrow, and that everything goes smoothly, and that she has peace preparing for this, and that she has peace afterwards, and that the body is an amazing machine, and that it is given all that it needs. God, that you permeate the cells in her body, that you give all the cells the wisdom that they need to help heal her after this procedure, and give the doctors wisdom for this corrective procedure she's having done. And also, she has prayed for a new life, a new beginning, which is such a vulnerable thing to ask for, especially here on live prayer. So I thank you, Darcy, for your heart and for being so open. Even as we're challenged, if we can be vulnerable in those times with those we trust, God shows up. God is there. Wisdom is there. We are connected to the oneness, the greatness, the all-powerful, the almighty. It is our light. It is the torch that we need for wisdom to go within, and that you can create this. So look for those signs, Darcy. Look for that to help guide you to this new life. Oh my gosh, you have such a shift, and I feel it in the spirit. There's a shift happening. So let me say one thing about shifts. So when we feel down, when we feel like we're in mourning, when we feel disconnected, when we feel that duality, that separation, either from our fellow man or even from our internal source, okay? Remember that is the dormancy that we must navigate before we get to the new life. And if we can honor that natural rhythm, it is no different than the natural rhythms that we see on the earth plane, which is right now in the northern hemisphere. It's winter. The leaves have fallen off the trees. Everything is dormant. Everything is underground. It's dark outside. I mean, these are things that happen to us too. And so honor that. Honor where you are, even when we're in the darkness, and know that the light is just ahead. But if we honor it and not resist it, okay, we are one with it, then we can move through it. And the wisdom we get, it will pour down like manna. And so trust that. So I think I'm looking at the list. I think that's everyone. And of course, pray for the people that are listening right now and their families. My husband, and usually Jenny's on, but she's not here right now, but their brother passed away. So I just want to encompass their family in healing, white healing light, that you give them wisdom during this grieving process. As details are being taken care of. We've been praying here in our house for you, but I just want to extend that here on live prayer. Okay, so with the power within us and within the universe, we wrap all of these prayers in white healing light. We call on the angels, the spirit guides, God, and the army of spiritual warriors to stand in the gap for all of these people and their families. We ask that peace be given, that a soothing balm of love permeate each situation and person. Where there is healing, make it so. Where there is a need, open the door to supply. Where peace and care is desired, provide all to everyone who asks. We bless this time together. We trust in the divine power to lead us. We open our hearts to that precious inner wisdom as our guide. Show us the way in all matters. And with an overflowing amount of love and blessings, we are grateful for this special time together where our hearts are joined and beat as one. Thank you for being here. May you all sleep well in peace and remember to breathe. Inhale, exhale. Much love to all of you. See you next week.